Okay, thank you. So I'm going the I'm just giving the class to Siddharth. We will start class in a few minutes. Thank you.
Okay, sure. Since like for the first, demo class, I'll be covering few of the aspects of the WebLogic server, and initially I'll be just covering the basics of the WebLogic server, how it came to existence, like what exactly it is and what exactly it works like. So we will be, WebLogic server is a part of kind of middleware. Middleware is three. Middleware is kind of a part of a three-tier architecture. So like a middleware, and there is a client, and there is a backend database. All those kind of things are divided into three-tier architecture. So a middleware is like, it's a computer software that connects the software components, the people and their applications. It's like it works within people and the computer softwares. It's like whenever you have a kind of business logic, and it works over the business logic and delivers the product, delivers the output. So whenever it takes input from it will work on that thing, and it will provide an output to you guys. So it can be any kind of software as well. It can be any kind of services, software, whatever it is. It will have a business logic, and it will be you will be having a coded thing in a software, and you will have a kind of processing unit in it. So that is called as a middleware, and it will be kind of uh, business logic it will have, and it will have applications and the connectors and the resources. So different types of things will be there in the middleware. So I'll be just briefing over the middleware, how it is and how it looks like, and it's mainly called as key component in the IT infrastructure. It's like it will handle most of the business logic, whether it can be a ATM transaction, either it can be a leaves approval, whether it can be any kind of thing which will be like, which are in a real-time scenario, which are in the part of kind of IT infrastructure. And in a three-tier architecture, what we'll have is, you will have a client, you will have a business logic in the middle, and you will have a database. You will have all three incorporated, saying a three-tier architecture. It is like whenever you just pass on an input over the middleware, over the just business logic, it will process over the inputs, it will just work on it, and it will provide an output for that. So that kind of things will be involved in this architecture. And this business logic will be handled by the middleware, in fact. So what exactly we call as a business logic. Let me just maximize the screen. Yeah. So, right. And so middleware is comprised of J2E and J2E technology. The J2E technology is having a end-to-end architecture. It has all the kind of things, all the kind of technologies like JSP, servlets, including all those things. Even you have a JPA, JND, all those kind of different technologies will be there. The main features of the J2E technologies are like, they are secure, they are transaction oriented, they are having a persistence feature, they are concurrent, they are available all the time, kind of load balancing. If you use like in the clustering, you must be having the knowledge of the clustering as well. Whenever you use a clustering, it will be like load balanced and high available and failure. Those kind of things are like main features of the clustering, clustered servers, what we can say as. And it will be like it will manage a life cycle management, and you can start the services, stop the services, restart the services, make them offline, make them available. Those kind of things are there in the J2E technologies. We'll see about that as well in the this kind of demo classes, how exactly they are implemented. And mainly the J2E handles the business logic and the presentation logic and the persistence of the uh, data. And it will have a containers as well. As we see, like containers, you mean like will have a kind of box. You can take it as box, and it will just process over the code, what you have prepared for, what you have developed for, and it will work over the code, and it will just provide an output. So that is called as a container, and it is just a vendor specific most of the time. If you are using a different applications or web servers, like web server will have a web container. It will process only static pages like JSP servlets, and in the application server, it will have a EJB container. It will process over the EJB applications, enterprise business applications. So that kind of containers will be like vendor specific. If you are using WebLogic server, it will be Oracle specific web container or EJB container. And if you're using the Tomcat, it will be Tomcat specific container. It will, if you're using a kind of JBoss or WebSphere or something like that, then it will be those kind of vendor specific containers it will use. And if we look at the J2E architecture, we will have a different set of components. I mean, across the J2E architecture, we will have applets as part of the Java technology, applet J2EC, application clients. We will have application clients like JDBC, JAX, JAS, JMS. Those kind of clients will be there, and we will have web containers. Web container contains connectors, JDBC, Java, Mail, JAX. Those kind of things are there. If you are kind of aware of these Java technologies, you'll come to know what exactly these components are. Like JMS will be that it will handle the Java messaging service, and JT handle the Java transaction APIs, and JAX, JAS, all those kind of things they'll handle their own respective units, their own respective functionalities. So these containers incorporates, it will become a kind of container for the EJB container or the web container, and EJB container will have the same kind of features, but it will have different extra units for compiling and the loading for the uh, EJB applications. You can see the EJB over here, in fact. And after that, this is about the J2E architecture, and we will have including, what exactly the application servers are. Application servers will be like part of the J2E architecture. So they are like used for complex business logic applications. I mean, they are mainly used for handling the big infrastructure, like what I said for leave application or the credit card or the ATM transaction. Those kind of things are handled by the business logic applications, and those things are deployed over the application servers. Deploying, you mean just, yeah, the applications are handled by the application servers, which are run and maintained by those application servers. So we will see about the demo, how exactly the application server works. We can see about that thing as well. And mainly the application servers are used for maintaining the business level applications, and over the big infrastructure or distributed environment. Like, it will be across different users over the globe. If I am using it in India, if somebody else will be using it in London or something like that. Those kind of the servers are located across the world, and the single application server will be, domain will be handling all those kind of things. So it's like kind of big infrastructure that will be like the application servers should be for this. It should be robust and reliable in this environment. So when we are using business level applications or legacy applications, which is really important for our customers, our clients, then it should be like the application server should be like very robust, in fact. And main thing is like about the application servers, what exactly the features it will provide, because there are plenty of application servers in the market, right? Like JBoss is there, WebSphere is there, and Resin. The different type of application servers are there. What exactly the application servers provide, what exactly they look like, what exactly they behave like, those kind of things we need to look for, in fact. So we will be studying about the WebLogic application server in this training schedule. And yeah, what are the features of the application server? Generically, what we can study about is the database transactions, how exactly the application server handle the database transactions, how exactly it takes in the data and process over the data, and puts into the database, and how it exactly retrieves the data. Those kind of things we will be looking at. And the security is a major part for the application server as well, because it should prevent the security threats like hacks and of the data, what exactly we have deployed in it. And we will be looking at the user's perspective, like how many users should be having access to this kind of data, or the roles and the groups, the different types of access it should provide, the features it should provide as per the security perspective. And application runtime it should provide, like whenever the application servers are running, it should be like available most of the time. The applications should be available, right? So most of the time, because it should be live to the customers, so that they should not miss the transaction. It should not be in a downtime situation saying that, yeah, I'm not able to see your site, something like that. The customer should not uh, say like this, I'm not able to get your site is unavailable, that kind of things. So this kind of thing should not happen. That kind of environment the application server should provide, and it should be high available. It's like if I have a kind of 3 to 4 JVMs, right, if I imagine, but I have deployed over all the servers. Suddenly one server goes down. The application server should be available over the other server, right? Application should be available over the other server. That means high available. I mean, we should make a configuration like that in such a way that if one server goes down, two server goes down, three server goes down, it should be available in the remaining servers. That kind of thing should be there in application servers. Like load balancing should be there. If we have a clustering of this application, like we have maintained the applications over different uh, data centers over across the globe. Like if we have in India, one is in India, one is London, one is UK, US, I mean somewhere. Like if Indian server goes down, Indian data centers goes down because of some power failure or something. So what exactly happens? The application should be available on the different data center. It should be accessible from the different data center. That kind of thing should happen in the application server. That kind of feature should be available in the application server. And the fifth thing is application messaging. Okay, you have an application, which has a messaging capability. Like it has a messaging capability within applications itself. I mean, within applications or within the third-party applications. I have connected my third-party software to it, and it messages. It's kind of an internal messaging it has. Or if you have some kind of database transaction, if you have a kind of leave communication or something, if you have applied for a leave and it goes through some kind of process through business logic, it goes to different applications over a period of time, and it needs messaging for that. For this kind of things, we need messaging. We need messaging software like WebSphere MQ is there, TIBCO is there. There's a lot of even the internal messaging services there for the WebLogic. I mean, if I take in WebLogic as an example. So to implement those kind of messaging thing, we need a messaging feature as well in the application server, right? So that also defines the application server, and we will have a monitoring and performance tuning feature as well. If in case what happens, applications are not available because of some severe server issues like thread issues or connection pool issues or different sort of issues we have. So how do we monitor that? How do we say that, yeah, this is a thread issue, this is a kind of connection pool issue, this is a work manager issue? I mean, kind of work manager is a concept of WebLogic server. In fact, we will come to that point as well. So this is a thread issue, or this is a hardware issue, or this is a operating system issue, or how do we say about it? So to define that, we have a feature called performance monitoring and the tuning. So in the monitoring perspective, what we do is we'll just check for the runtime environment, what exactly the server is doing at this point of time. If something is happening, some kind of failures are happening. So what exactly the server environment look like right now? What exactly the server snapshot is? How is the behavior of the server? What exactly is happening? So those kind of things we do monitor. We do in a monitoring perspective. We should have that kind of features as well, like how do we monitor the server? How do we monitor the threads of the server? How do we monitor the connection pools of the server? Different. How do we monitor the JVM statistics of the servers? How is the garbage collection? How is the heap is doing? Those kind of things we monitor in the server monitoring this thing. That feature also we should have. And what exactly performance tuning? Okay, say just take it as you have a WebLogic server or applications or any kind of application server built in, and you have just installed it and you have just started working on it. What happens if your business grows up and you have plenty of users to access the applications, you have web servers, everything is defined, and it's like getting a lot of hits and somewhere it goes shut down, somewhere it gets the hits and it gets broken, and it provides kind of different dumps, those kind of like hotspot errors, I mean different errors it gives out. So at the time what we'll do, you'll just fix it up and you'll just run for some time, it will again crash down, right? So it happens over the period, so same kind of features, same kind of things, it will happen over the period. So how do you fix it? How do you tune it? How do you prevent that, should not prevent and make sure that that should not happen in future? So for that purpose, what we'll do is we will tune the server. We will just make it perfect, make it, tune it to the perfect level, saying that it should not happen again, that this kind of should not happen, this kind of issue should not happen again in the future. To prevent those kind of things, we will tune the servers, we will tune the environment, like applications, take it as application, take it as operating system, take it as hardware, take it as a database, take it as server itself. But we do change the configuration, we do change the settings of the server, of the environment, to make it possible that the issue happens in a very minimal way, right? And that comes in a performance tuning. And connection filtering, it's like connection filtering is like, what you'll have here is uh, restricting the access to the applications or the server from the in public environment. Like you take it as, I don't want other to access, I don't want UK people, I don't want US people to access my servers, I don't want India people to access my servers, like that. If you have production servers, that will be like very useful in that production environment. So you will have connection filtering in that feature as well. Like you can deny few IPs, you can allow few IPs, those kind of things you can do is. So those kind of features should be available in application server as well, because that's like security vulnerable if you are allowing all kind of IPs to your servers. And you should have features for users and groups as well. Users and groups, to create the users, to create the groups, like administrators, like users, like deployers, like operators. Those kind of groups you can create. Those kind of things should be there, and you should be able to give an access to the users as well. Like this is a normal user, this is an administrator. Those kind of even that comes in a group, in fact. So you should be able to create the users for the accessing of the users. Without authentication, how do you make sure that your application server is secure? So you should be able to provide kind of access to the users. You'd be able to provide some kind of security at the user level as well for the application server. Even that is a kind of added features for the application server. Added, it's not like I can say added feature, it should be a mandatory feature for the application server. Okay, the next thing, I'll be taking you to the introducing to the Weblogic server, Oracle Weblogic server. It is taken over by Oracle a few years back, in fact. So it was initially with the VA before Oracle. I'll take you to the history of the Weblogic server as well. So what exactly the Weblogic server is? Let me define about it. It's just a server software. What we can say at the basic level, it's just a server software, right? So it handles the business logic and it works at the middle tier, like middleware. Everything is like, apart from the client, apart from the database, everything is middleware. You take it as web server, you take it as application server, everything is middleware. You just deploy the business logic, you just deploy the applications over it. You just deploy the different application, different connect. You can connect the different softwares to the middleware. You just work on it. It's like that. So it's the part of the middle tier between the backend database and the related applications. Related applications, you can take it as different third-party applications or something like that. And it works within backend database and the browser-based thin clients. Like I'll just hit the google.com. Right. I just hit the google.com. It goes to the application server, web server, whatever it is. Those are middleware. And if I want to store some data, like if I have access the gmail.com, the Gmail, your mails will be stored in the database and the interface is given by the application which is stored in the middleware. It's like that. So it's a J2E application server. As we saw about this, like J2E, what exactly the J2E infrastructure and what exactly the components it contains, like the web container, EJB container, and the different resources, connectors. all those things, the end-to-end architecture J2E will have. It is a J2E application server, even it will have all those kind of things, all those the J2E components, what we can say. J2E application server, if I look at the history, it was, the Weblogic server was called as T3 server, like Tier 3 server, which was developed by two guys, in the year of 1995 somewhere. And after that, it was taken over by Weblogic. Weblogic is a company, in fact, it's not a name of the application or the application server. Weblogic was a company. After that, named the application server to the Weblogic application server. And when it was bought by BEA, it became BEA applications, BEA Weblogic application server. In the recent years, it was taken over by Oracle. Now it is Oracle Weblogic server. BEA is gone. Now, still BEA is with Oracle, but it has some of the components with Oracle. It handles kind of independently or something like that. It has its own employees, something like that. Right. So now we will look at the applications, WebLogic application server features, how different it is from other major application servers in the market, like WebSphere is there, JBoss is there, different application servers are there. How it is different from, as compared to the other application server. First and foremost, the best thing is like ease of use. Once you install application server, it will be like, once you know about the WebLogic server, how it is built and how it is administered, all those kind of things, it is very easy to use. It's very user friendly. Like, you'll have all the icons, all the kind of menus, all those kind of things over your desktop, over this your desktop browser. Everything is like console based. Most of the things are console based. You just need to have best administration practices, how to do it, what to do it, all those kind of things. But it is very user friendly. You don't have to struggle with console or the WebLogic server to go here and there, do that, those kind of things. You don't have to struggle much as compared to the other WebLogic application servers. It's very user friendly, in fact, and it supports most of the operating systems. It supports most of the applications. It supports most of the frameworks. You take in a technology, it supports it. Like, even it's in virtualization. I'll show it. Even it is in virtualization, and it supports huge number of databases. If it doesn't have that kind of databases, you can add the databases in providing the jar file. I'll show in the training classes how that is being done, and it will have many different features. Probably like most of the clients use very minimal of it. In fact, most of the clients some kind of big clients are there. They use different kind of features, huge kind of features they'll use of the WebLogic server. WebLogic servers are they are updated in a real time. Every moment and some kind of different technology comes in. Those are updated very frequently. That's why so many versions are there in WebLogic server. We will look at that as well. And those are updated by standards and different standards, like even because it's with WebLogic, so Oracle, right? So Oracle, whatever the product it comes out with, so it will try to integrate with the WebLogic server, because it has duplicated its own application server, like that is Oracle application server. It is just supported till 10G or something, and now it is supporting WebLogic server. It is integrating a WebLogic application server in each and everything. Like, take it as machine hardware, take it as Fusion middleware, different components are there, different products are there. It is integrating into everything for this WebLogic server. So they are updating the Oracle WebLogic server to the current market standards. Now it is supporting Java 7 as well. It recently came out. Now it is supporting Java 7 as well, because it's with Oracle. Right, so we have many different features as compared to the other application servers, and it supports wide range of standards, secure and robust. It is like very rare that we see once a product becomes stable. Very rare that it comes out with some kind of bugs or some kind of issues or something like that. We had a few stable releases when Oracle WebLogic server was at BA, like 8.1. and even 9.2 MP3. Different versions are there. Which are the versions? The versions which were really stable, which were found really like very less bugs in that. and now we have a version of 12.1.1, the WebLogic Server stable version. And secure and robust, it is very secure. In fact, if you take it as, because Java itself is a secure, and it's robust and portable, and different features are there if you take it as Java features, like or store into different things. And it's cost effective. If you compare with WebSphere application server, it's really cost effective. The charge they do, and WebSphere is kind of, I mean, once you purchase for the license, you have to purchase for the support as well. Here you just have to download the WebLogic server, you just purchase the support. It's like that, license support. So it's kind of comparatively with WebSphere application server, it is less costly. And after that we have this is a leading e-commerce OLTP platform, online transaction platform. It is transaction based. This is kind of leading e-commerce OLTP platform. Online transactions are done very frequently over this kind of application servers. And leader in distributed computing environment. It is a leader. It's kind of worked over across the globe and across the users, different infrastructures. That thing is there, and it supports any kind of legacy applications. If you have a .NET, C#, COBOL, different applications, what you have, it has solution for all those kind of applications. The WebLogic server, what we can say, you just have to involve a connector for that. That will be provided. That will be easily available, and that will, the WebLogic server will support those kind of applications as well. Like legacy applications, what you have, you cannot replace with the recent or the real-time what we have, the market standard applications. You cannot replace, because those are legacy, and that will be like really costly if you want to replace it. If you want to just remove them and install a new one, that will be really costly for some organizations. For some big clients like AT&T will be there, Bank of America will be there, and different clients will be there. For those kind of clients, it will be really impossible to replace the legacy application. Even for them, the project supports those legacy applications. That feature is a very kind of beautiful feature in the project server, and it will have it has the features of EJBs, right? EJB runtimes, resource pooling, connection sharing. Those kind of features are there, and there are lot of features, many features we have with Oracle WebLogic server, which are kind of the best beautiful thing in application server, as said. And the next thing we'll be looking at is introduction to WebLogic server, what exactly it came across, and how exactly it is. I mean, how exactly it was before and now it is. So Oracle WebLogic server, as it came into the real existence from the WebLogic server 7, because before that there were 6.1 was there. 6.1 was not really so effective, but 7 as well as the 6. Kind of late versions, there were stable versions in fact, and they were supporting Java 1.3 and 1.4, and console was really limited for some kind of very less features. Even those features are included in the recent versions as well, but console was not really having that kind of major features. Even after that, WebLogic server 8 came. It supports 1.4 version of the Java, and it's applet based console. It has a tree structure of console. It will be applet based, and it's still being used in many firms in fact, and most of the clients uses 8.1 in fact, because it's really stable. It's really stable, and it needs it is made for kind of EGP applications, and it supports most of the applications in fact, most of this thing. And whatever the features are there for the WebLogic application server, it has all those kind of things. That's why it's irreplaceable in most of the clients, because those are considered as legacy applications which are maintained by this application server version. And WLST is a kind of WebLogic scripting tool, right? So that is used for scripting the WebLogic server. Take it as administration or something. Take it as if you want to do some kind of deployments for the application server, if you want to do some kind of what do you call automation of the job, right? Automation of the job. You can run a script and you can just fire it over the WebLogic server environment, and it will do a job. So as we have for different application server for different kind of scripting utilities, we have same thing for WebLogic server as well. It is called as WLST, WebLogic scripting tool. Even that is introduced unofficially, but it's like some developers introduced it, but we need to use it as a kind of jar file. We need to import in a class path. After that, it will be enabled. The WLST will be enabled. But officially, it was introduced in WebLogic 9. So in 8.1, it was provided as a jar file. We need to import it. But in 9, it was included in the binary itself. When you install the WebLogic Server 9, that will be installed in the WebLogic Server environment itself. It's like that. And from WebLogic Server 9, we have 1.5 supported for Java, and we have a different directory structure for the Java for the WebLogic installation, and we have enhanced security and web application based console. Console is completely different. They have wiped out the console which was there in 8.1, and they have incorporated the different console. I mean the administration user interface, that is console for administrating the different components, whatever you take, like servers or clusters or different resources, connectors, those kind of things which are used in application server. Those kind of things we manage through the console as well. I'll show you that console how it looks like. And in WebLogic Server 10, not much features are incorporated, but it's like a portlet based console as compared to the WebLogic Server 9. Even it looks like same in fact, and it gives out the high performance. Like they have reduced most of the performance eating stuff in the WebLogic 9, and they have brought a kind of different version in WebLogic 10, and it gives out different, kind of good performance over the applications and operating of the application server. And WebLogic Server 11 right now we are using, which is called as, the recent version is 12c, in fact, the cloud version of the WebLogic server, which is used in cloud computing as well. So that version has, it doesn't have not many features, but it has got different addition of the different products like coherence, exology, different products, whatever the Oracle is coming up with. Those products connectors are installed in the WebLogic server, and WebLogic server is being made as a Fusion middleware component. It's like that. So performance improvement has been increased in this WebLogic server 11 version, and some of the minor improvements. That's it. After that, we will be looking at the WebLogic server main features, like compatibility with the latest standards for Java 6 and 7. Now recently it came up with 7, and it has a JRocket JVM as well. The 7 is coming up with the JRocket. 6 was considered as Sun JDK, as well as the separated JRocket was considered. Different products were considered as JVM providers, right? JRocket JVM is a proprietary JVM from BA. In fact, when Oracle acquired the BA, then it became Oracle JRocket. So they were providing Oracle JRocket as a different JVM for supporting WebLogic server. So in case of production servers, they were supporting, they were taking it as a high performance JVM, right? Because JRocket implementation is in the way such a way that it provides high performance for the application server and for the applications which are deployed in it. And it has enterprise messaging, as I said. It has messaging across the different products, different applications. Those kind of things are there. And WebLogic server has superior manageability with application server console, and it has performance monitoring, and the tuning also you can do through the console. Those kind of things are there. And enterprise scalability and clustering, using WebLogic application server, you can do the clustering across the globe, clustering across, and scalability you can do across the globe. That thing is there, and you will come across the different features of the clustering, like migration. Those kind of things are there, and high availability and the load balance. Those kind of features are there. You can come across those kind of things as well. And WebLogic provides, in the recent version, started providing the maximum performance for the startup within seconds, and application processing within seconds. Those kind of things are there. it provides that kind of performance. And you will have support for different application tools like simplified development, what we can say for, like JDeveloper is there, ADF is there, class analyzer tool is there. I mean, different those kind of tools are used for development purpose. And Java EE6 is support recent version. Java EE6 is compatible, completely supported for the Java, for the WebLogic. And it came up with virtualization as well. So virtualization feature we will see in the I have installed a virtual VM over the Linux, this thing, VirtualBox, Oracle VirtualBox, that we can see that that thing is also supported in WebLogic server. Even WebLogic server is part of virtualization as well. And after that, we'll be looking at the components, server components, what exactly the components are, right? The administrative components, what exactly we administer over the WebLogic server, like domain will be there, servers will be there, clusters will be there, node managers will be there. Those kind of things I'll show you how exactly they look like and what are they configured with. And the services like resources, will be having the JDBC, JMS, JNDI, security services, those kind of things we'll be looking at it. The services are these kind of services are the features of the WebLogic server. We'll be seeing the JMX services, JMS services, JDBC services, those kind of things will be there. And application deployment, will be looking at the application deployment like WAR file deployment, ER file deployment, DRAR file deployment. These kind of files deployment are supported in the application deployment. And the application deployment modes are also there, like side-by-side deployment will be there, stage deployment, no stage deployment modes are there, deployment plans will be there. Those kind of things are there in deployments, application deployments. And we will be seeing the security, like user group security, authentication, authorization, adjudication. Those kind of things we'll be looking at it in the WebLogic server administration. And the roles and policies are there. I mean, whom to give what kind of roles, whom to give what kind of, what exactly policies are defined for the which group and which testing component, those kind of things we'll be looking at it. And the diagnostics, the main major thing will be diagnostics, like if something happens with the WebLogic server during the runtime, how do you diagnose it? How do you just find out what exactly happened? So that thing will be looked into the, we'll be looking at the log files, diagnostic images, SNMP traps, and many more. Those kind of things will be configured at these levels, the log files, the diagnostic images. Diagnostic images will be having a exact snapshot of the servers. Once we find out what exactly the diagnostic image, we'll be able to see at what point of time the server is doing, what exactly the server is doing. So those kind of things we'll be looking at it, the diagnostic images. And the SNMP traps, will be configuring the SNMP traps if something happens out, like if the server is shutting down, if server is behaving in a different way, then SNMP traps will give out the information saying that, yeah, this server is behaving improperly. It will send an email to us, and it will say, yeah, this is a server, this is a port number, and this is the thing, and troubleshoot it. This kind of things will be there in SNMP traps. And now the administration, the WebLogic server administration, the thing is, if you want to become an administrator, what exactly you should know. The prerequisites we can say is what exactly you should be aware of. We'll be able to, in the administration classes, we'll be able to give you the training over the administration of the WebLogic server, complete kind of thing. But however, you should be able to kind of have a basic knowledge about the operating systems, like Linux is there, Solaris is there, Windows is there. Few of the basic commands, like we'll be having a vi command, cat command, file creation commands, directory creation commands, those kind of things, copying commands, moving commands, those kind of things will be there. And you should be aware of Java J2E concepts, like Java, just a concept, not really the programming way. We do not expect that you should be able to do a program like Gig, something like that. It's not required. However, you should be able to understand the Java basics, how exactly object-oriented basics, object-oriented concepts works, and how exactly the thread model works, how exactly the exception works, and what exactly the exceptions are. Those kind of things, the little concepts about the Java. And protocol concepts, few of the protocol concepts, if you are not aware of, also you'll be able to know about it. You should, I mean, you will come to know about it, like TCP/IP concepts and client server concepts, those kind of things you should be aware of. And uh, yeah, what we do as an administrator, that's we will decide about, we will discuss about what exactly is the WebLogic server administration is all about, what it says about. So what we do as an administrator is we manage and maintain the WebLogic server environment. The main thing is we maintain the runtime for the WebLogic server. Like server should be running always, application should be available always. That is very, it looks like very a simple task, but it's very difficult in fact, because if you are getting thousands of user requests over a single application at a time, application servers are prone to crash. In fact, most of the time. So you should maintain that kind of runtime most of the time. And apart from application server, you have many different connectors, many different resources, many different softwares connected to it. Like database will be there, like messaging softwares will be there, and your business logic softwares will be there, enterprise softwares will be there. Those kind of softwares will be connected to this kind of, I mean, this JVM, this application server. Even those things you need to look at. Because of the other software failure, your application won't be available. So that thing that you should maintain. You should maintain, you should configure, you should tune, you should troubleshoot. Those tasks are included in the application server administration, WebLogic application server administration in fact. And you should be able to troubleshoot the issues with the WebLogic server. If something happens like I'm running out of heap memory, what should I do? So you need to increase the memory, or you need to troubleshoot what exactly causing, if the memory is already full, if the memory is already available, right? So those kind of things you need to do at your own this thing on part, and resolving the issues with best possible method without measurable downtime. What we can say is, because if it is a very business critical application, like you are in a production server, and you have a SLA of, I mean, service level agreement of 1 hour, like you should fix the issue in 1 hour. Otherwise, business will cost, kind of it will go into a big time loss, like $1 million loss, or how many, whatever it is. So you should maintain that kind of what the runtime, within this thing stipulated time. You should resolve, you should fix it within a time. Those kind of things will be there. Without measurable downtime, you should fix the issues with the best possible solution. And you should be able to analyze the root cause. What exactly happened for the server? What exactly, because sometimes what happens is, if you have a very less SLA, like half an hour or 1 hour for the business critical applications, what you will do is you'll just restart the server. Then sometime it will comes up fine, it comes up everything fine, but sometime it doesn't, right? So if sometime it comes up fine without saying anything, yeah, it's all over again, yeah, same kind of environment set up again, but you lost the transaction, you lost everything, other thing which were in the last session. But what was the cause of the issue? You need to find it, you need to fix it, you need to make sure that it should not happen again. That is root cause analysis, and avoiding further issues of same type. That thing you should need to do. You need to do for as a administrator of the WebLogic server. And after that, you need to maintain the server health by tuning the WebLogic server and related resources with best practices. You will have for tuning the WebLogic server, you will have different best practices to tune the WebLogic server environment, and tune the database, tune the hardware, tune the software, tune the operating system, and tune the code as well. You will have those kind of tuning methodologies. You need to look at those things. You need to work on those things. You need to fix. You need to just configure those parameters in your environment, and you need to make sure that this yeah, WebLogic server health is good, okay, best, those kind of level. And after that, we'll be looking at as additional tasks. As the WebLogic administrator, you should be responsible for deploying applications, whatever the developer gives. Like developer says, yeah, this application is test ready, testing is done over this, it's a production ready, it says. So should be able to push the application to the production environment in a very decent way. In fact, there are pretty lot different ways to deploy the applications. We will be looking at in the training classes, and should be responsible for writing scripts to ease the administration activity. As I said, we should be responsible for writing a Perl script, shell script, or WSC scripts to automate these tasks. Like if the responsibility is given to you, saying that you just automate these kind of restarts or you just automate these kind of deployments, then you should be able to do that as well, like connecting to the server, then do this, do that, then deploy the applications to the server. Those kind of things you should be able to do it. We'll be looking at the WLST in later classes, and migration, upgradation of the servers and resources. Migration, like if some server fails, as I said, like if some server fails in India, the same kind of services should be migrated to the different servers in some other country. So some other country or some other location or some other geographical area. So that kind of things you should be responsible for. And upgradation of servers. Say if you are on a Weblogic server 8 version, you want to upgrade it to latest like 12.1. So you should be able to do it. And the IP migration should be there. If you are moving some kind of machines, IP addresses, then you should be responsible for IP migration of the servers. These many tasks are there which you should be responsible about, and helping developers. You're responsible for helping developers and code their applications in a decent way. Like some of the applications, some of the issues happens because of the code level issues as well, like memory leak issues and the class round error issues. Those kind of things will be there. Those kind of things should be taken care by developers, right? So you should be able to help, saying that yeah, we are getting this kind of application as issues. Try to fix this and provide a different code to us. So that kind of things you should be able to provide to the developers, and you should be able to configure and create the resources to help application to run efficiently. Like you should have connection pools, databases resources, JMS resources. Those kind of things you should be able to configure in a kind of pretty way, best practices way. You should allocate the required resources in a way you need, the application needs. In fact, those kind of things you should be able to do, and you should be able to configure third-party softwares like web servers, messaging systems, security softwares like Kerberos is there, Active Directory is there, those kind of things. Web servers like Apache is there, IIS is there, those kind of things. Messaging system is like Dipco is there, WebSphere MQ is there, and databases, Oracle, DB2, those kind of databases you should be able to configure with the application server, Weblogic application server. And okay, now we will see the how do we install, and there are different ways of installing. We will not be able to look at the installing, but we have already installed this thing. There are different ways like silent way, console way, and graphical interface way, graphical user interface way. We'll be looking at the silent way. We'll be passing some kind of files like silent.xml file to the installation, and console way is like we'll be executing the config.cmd file. We'll look into that. Kapil,